Ghana for Muina Akwaba Ediba and Cassative lawyer Paul Adum Otri Edi Insembi Tuja concerning Nyamabia Kudetu Abrakwa Edi Tuja as usual propaganda ne insensimion na egusu a ekoso ewo oman Ghana. Ghana for president, the former president John Dramani Mahama Abefi power no osigning 2/3 of Ghana's bauxite Edimani brother Ibrahim Mahama. And so now sade na nkofo bebre enter sedenti a otumi edi sedwuma no. Ana lawyer Paul Adom Otri imremu no ochechedenti a which was ochechedenti a possible say kwanya afaso betumi aya possible tumi edi sedwuma no. Nti assembly kunkutie sa nsemutwe mumbra medamuina ase.
Election season that we can correct ourselves on these matters so that come the next election we are building a better election campaigning process, isn't it? Whoever wins will win. During election season, if we say things just so that people hate other people, you know, when you are campaigning, I'm campaigning against you, I'm saying that I'm better than you, I'm saying that my policies are better than you, I'm saying that my track record is better than yours. You are also saying the same thing, that you're better than me, your policies are better than me, and your track record is better than mine. Okay, in America under Nixon's campaign, they used to call something dirty tricks department. So you can have your dirty tricks department and do your dirty tricks. But when you start trying to get people to hate somebody with things that you know will incense them but are not true, then the campaign is going somewhere else. So they talk, for instance, about state capture. Now, I don't think that if a person is in a business and he comes into government, that business that he's occupying or that business that he was operating cannot benefit from opportunities within government. So I have always given the example. Let me give the example, the reverse one. Toby Afede is a member of the NDC or a sympathizer of the NDC. He has for many years been working as an investment banker under SAS Strategic African Securities. If Toby Afede becomes a part of government like he was on the board of Bank of Ghana before, and he becomes a minister of finance or a governor of the central bank, SAS African Strategic African Securities working for government when Toby Afede was not in government. If Toby Afede becomes a member of government, SAS should stop working for government. They shouldn't get any opportunity because Afede has come. That's my view. I'm asking a question. Is if that's what we are, we should write it out in our laws. That if a person who works in a company, so I am here as a Metro TV, maybe I'm a shareholder. Randy Abe is here, maybe he's a shareholder. So Randy Abe becomes Minister for Information. And Metro TV is already doing work with Ministry of Information even today, when none of us is Minister of Information. So the day Randy Abe becomes Minister of Information, or the day Paul Adumochi becomes Minister of Information, Metro TV's relationship with the Information Ministry, which is business, and Metro TV is a business entity, should be cut off because one of us who are shareholders of the company has become a Minister of Information. If that's what we want, we should just write it out like that. When Donald Trump formed his government in 2017, which has been one of the most successful governments in turning around America's economy, the American New York Times published and Washington Post that Trump's cabinet is the most expensive cabinet in America. They were all billionaires, 19 billion. There's a billion. All of their companies were also doing business with governments, including Trump's company himself as president. So should they all stop doing business? Should the companies collapse because he's joined government? The social contract, this is the last thing I'm saying, I'm talking philosophical, I'm not going to mention too many names. The social contract by Hobbes, is it by Hobbes? Please check. Or is it by Rousseau? I think it's Rousseau. Now the social contract says that when we elect a president, we give the president our power. So when we elected John Mahama in 2012, we gave him our power to run the country for us. Same with Gideon with Akufo-Addo, same with Rawlings, same with Kufuor, same with Buzia, same with Nkrumah, and same with Professor Mills. Now, John Mahama had the mandate of the people. It's Hobbes, isn't it? John Mahama had the mandate of the people between 2013 1st January and technically 7th January 2017. On 7th December 2016, Ghanaians went to the post to vote. Now, the process on 7th December, which actually ends on 7th January, is so that there's an administrative process. So after the election, the president doesn't go away. There are some administrative process that he has to achieve because he's dealing with a big country. Ghana is not a small, it's not my own company, it's not my family of few people, it's not your family. It's Ghana. It's a big issue. Well, the Ghana that was founded by one person in 10 years. It's a big issue. So he needs time as president to go around and deal with it. So whether or not you vote for the president on 7 December or you vote against the incumbent president who is seeking a second term, whether or not you vote for him, he is still president on 10th December. After the results have been declared, he is still president, technically and legally. But morally and socially, that president who is seeking a second term, who has been voted against, has lost his social contract. That's the fact of the law. Otherwise, they didn't teach us the political science and the philosophy correctly. That's the fact. On 7 December 2016, Ghanaians went to the polls. They heavily voted against President John Dramani Mahama. In that sense, they were withdrawing the social contract from him, weren't they? They were. However, administratively, President Mahama is president until 7 January. On the 29th of December 2016, President Mahama signed out a natural resource, bauxite, 2/3 to his brother. I don't think there's a problem with that, because as I'm saying, if Ibrahim Mahama was doing mining, which he was, before his brother became president, yes. And if at the time that his brother became president, there was a bid for bauxite, and he participates in the bid, there's no problem about it. But those like Sami Okujeto, my friend, who are talking about state capture, have you seen that bauxite was signed out after the people's mandate has been withdrawn? Have you seen that? I don't have a problem with that, because if the process is correct, the process is correct. But if you people are talking about state capture today, then that's what you are doing. You are muddying the waters so that you are disenabling people who can do their work because their brother is president, because their wife is president, because their son is president, that they shouldn't do any work anymore. The 1992 Constitution itself, give me Article 296. Give it to me. Is it here? Thank you. Now, the 1992 Constitution itself recognizes that leaders in our country will, on occasion, in pursuit of the Constitution, have a discretion to exercise. So if I'm President Mahama and there's a tender for bauxite and 2 people are qualified, one of them is my favorite brother Ibrahim Mahama, I will exercise my discretion in favor of Ibrahim Mahama because he's qualified. The qualification process is observed, it occurs before the document comes before the president. Okay. Now, the framers of the Constitution were aware that this will happen. So, Article 296, it says, where in this Constitution or in any other law, discretionary power is vested in any person or authority, A, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased, either by resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with the due process of law. So discretionary can be exercised under the 1992 Constitution. What is discretionary? It's choosing one over the other when both of them are qualified. Fundamentally that. And the Constitution says you are able to do that as a leader. But in doing so, you should not do it with these things. You should be fair about it, and you should also be candid. Candid means that, oh, Chief of Staff, who and who qualified for the bauxite? He said, Mr. President, your brother and Paul Adumochri. You mean Ibrahim qualified? Oh, Chief of Staff, I have to give it to Ibrahim. But let's be candid. Please publish that Ibrahim Mahama is my brother. And let everyone know. But he also won the tender. And so I exercise my discretion in his favor. I've been fair and I've been candid. You also need not to be capricious, biased, prejudiced, and resentment. If you are talking about state capture in the manner that they talk about it, what is more state capture than when your mandate has been withdrawn, after your mandate of the people has been withdrawn, in such a bizarre situation with the 1 million votes, you sign out 2/3 of the bauxite to your blood brother. And you come and tell me that there's state capture in Ghana and you have forgotten about that. I don't think it's state capture, but let's